All parents are familiar with this, the parent diet, where your kid leaves food and then you need to eat it or throw it away. I hate throwing food away, so this is really good homemade bread actually, with some peanut butter and honey. So it's kind of cake-like. I'll include it. This is my go-to protein powder. Pure Colombian, Isopure. This stuff is really high quality protein. It's a bit more expensive than many others, but number one, it tastes really good. Number two, the process and that they manufacture it to, and the quality is really high too. So most important for me is both the quality but the taste. Is nothing worse than protein powder that tastes terrible. So what I do, I actually have some real coffee that I put in here, a bit of milk, 65 grams of this, which is 50 grams of protein. And this is early on in the day, so I'm having this just before I go for a midday ride. And I just blend it up in here and drink it straight out of this thing. Now, by the way, this little blender, I've had a few of these. They last for a long time. It's like $15 or something. Hamilton Beach mini blender. I take it when I'm traveling as well. So if I'm going to a race or something, and I'm not sure if they'll have a blender, this can do most of my blending for me, which is awesome. We drink it straight out of here. This tastes great. And it's convenient. Elegantly paired with leftover kid food. Good life, huh? So technically not cake, but Michelle makes this amazing homemade bread almost every morning, and it's even better than cake. So nothing like a bit of nice warm bread with some butter, and it's as unhealthy as cake, so that's all good for my purposes. But actually, seriously, what I think that is a lot of the issues with some of the breads you get in a store is because of all the preservatives and other ingredients. A lot of the time, those things are what actually causes the gut reaction that a lot of people mistake for a gluten allergy, and then they go gluten-free to avoid that. But unless you have celiac disease, very often it could be that you may actually be able to eat bread, and it's just these other things like the preservatives and these other things that they add that are actually unnecessary if you make fresh homemade bread. That could be something to try if you love bread and you can't because it doesn't agree with you. Because the homemade breads you don't need any of the preservatives, but you also have to eat it quickly, like leave it for more than a day and it tastes terrible. So that's good. I'm actually including this white bread in some of the phases because it's pretty much cake. I think what I'll do today, I'm going to go on a longer training ride, and I think I could probably set it up so that I go past a few bakeries and see what they have to offer. Pre-workout snack: hazelnut and salted caramel ice cream. I haven't tried this one, so it seems like something bike-worthy. So, out today on what I'd call a bakery training ride, which entails designing a training route that, as the name would suggest, goes past a few bakeries. So we're going to start off probably Romana's Cake House or Bake House, which is in Longmont. Then possibly Purple Door Market, which is a cyclist favorite, since they accommodate cyclists really well. And then finally I'm heading over to Lyons, a really cool little town, to a bakery, which name I cannot remember. But hey, there's one street. I'm going to ride down it till I see the word bakery, and then I'm going to stop. And I'm going to eat a cake. So no need for memory on that one. And yeah, good to be out on the TT bike. Trusty Diamond. New one is on the way. Spoke to Brad earlier. It's going through quality control at the moment, so probably a few weeks. Get that maybe next week and send it off to get painted. Something a bit more conservative than this. This paint job is cool, but if you need spare parts or need something redone, it's kind of a pain to match it up, so probably do something a little simpler. But in the meantime, I've got to go eat some cakes. A bit of training thrown in. Why not? Destination 1, Romana's Cake House. From the name itself, looks promising. We've got the carrot cake. I've got to say, this is really good. The woman behind the counter laughed at me when I asked her if they had nutritional information. So I kind of got to wing this one and guess it a bit. That is a lot. It's got to be at least 500 or 600, I guess. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, stop number 2, Purple Door Market. As you can see, these guys, super friendly to cyclists. They've got bike racks, restroom you can use anytime, even when they're closed. And got to grab some extra water here as well, because I just took a swig out of my water bottle thinking it was water, forgetting that I put super spicy ginger beer in there. So let's go get some refreshments. Well, that didn't happen. They had no cake, or much of anything actually. They had some macaroon things, but like, I've just had that huge carrot cake, and there's no ways I could stomach one of those right now. So move on to the next one. Oh, they did actually have some gluten-free cakes, but why the hell would I eat one of those? I wouldn't. Quickly, let's talk about some training. So when I'm kind of leading up in the build of an Ironman, I've talked about this before, but one of the key workouts I do is go out, warm up, and then I do a series of 30+ minute intervals where I'm targeting my Ironman race power. And yeah, when I kind of been building up from a low point like I have now, at this stage what I'm really trying to do is dial in what that power is. So what I tend to do is go out and ride the first one, see what power feels good. So I do the first one on feel, see what power it is, and then I try and hit that for the remaining intervals. So for whatever reason, I'm feeling quite good today. You can see I'm into this is the first interval after my warm-up. Not sure if you can see that, 31 minutes, but I'm at an average of like just under 240 watts for this interval. So that's what I do, and I make them at least 30 minutes. So I don't have to hit 30 minutes exactly, but I'll get to like 28 minutes, and if I'm slightly under, like now I was 239, I'll just ride the interval through until it hits 240, hit the lap button, recover for a bit, in this case eat a cake, and then go to the next interval. And then the next interval I'll shoot for 30 minutes again, and then that'll be interval number 2, and I'll aim for 240 watts and see how I feel. And on a day like this, I'll probably get in maybe 3, possibly 4 intervals, and the goal is really to see how I feel. And what it helps me do is start dialing in that Ironman race power. And I know what my starting point is, because I've done a lot of races, so I know that to be in Ironman shape, I can, if my power's around 220. That's doable provided that I'm light. If I'm a little bit heavier, I'll tend to have more power, and then I'm looking at about 240 watts, or even higher than that. So that's what I'm doing, just dialing in the pacing, and it's a good. This is a good way to do it. Break it into chunks. I either do 20-minute or 30-minute intervals, and if I drop significantly after 2 intervals, then I know that the power was a little bit high, or I need to work on my endurance. So that's kind of how I do it. Anyway, enough talking. Let's go to the next town and get some cake. Welcome to Lyons. Turns out there's actually a lot to choose from. So there's this guy, Soda Fountain Bakery, and there's Button Rock Bakery over there, and then there's a bike shop, Redstone Cyclery, over there. So everything I need in one place. Okay, well, this place seems open. Looks promising. Okay, well, maybe not. Closed Mondays through Thursdays during the winter. Bloody hell. That, my friends, is why I live in Boulder and not Lyons. I can actually buy cakes whenever I want. So after the 4th place, I finally found fresh baked goods at the Barking Dog Cafe. Couldn't see that. But yeah, this is baked fresh this morning by the baristas. Unfortunately, as I came and sat down, Murphy's Law, a group of frickin' smokers, comes and sits here.
It's our choice. You can hang out.
So I'm in the St. Vrain Canyon, which is just the road that goes up from Lyons up into the mountains. It's just unbelievable. It's just so stunning. Beautiful paved road, scenery like you cannot believe. Look at that. Tell you what, descending this is pretty amazing too. Okay, interval 2 is done. Well, I kind of overachieved on that one, 253 watts so far. And probably because I'm riding up this steady incline of St. Vrain Canyon. See, it's a nice steady grade, but not so steep that it taxes you, just enables you to output that consistent power. And by the way, I wasn't by mistake, it was just convenience, but I kind of wore these cycling shorts today, and like the main problem with them is they ride up the leg. So normally cycling pants will stick over here because they got a good elasticated cuff over there, and these ones kind of ride up. The girl at the coffee shop said it looked like I was wearing what did she say? Gay German lederhosen cycling pants, which is just ridiculous. I mean, there's no need to call out a minority because all lederhosen is German. It's no reason to call out Germans specifically, but whatever. And there's nothing wrong with having gay German lederhosen cycling pants anyway. At least not as far as I'm concerned. Trump probably has something to say about that, but you know, a real man like him probably wouldn't wear them, but you know, a whiffy liberal such as myself, it's a given. Okay, back to interval number 3. Before I get into interval 3, I just had to stop and look at it. I mean, just look at this scenery. It's just distracting. Interval 3 is done. Hit about, at 15 minutes I was about 260 watts, and then I went downhill, so it dropped a little bit. Finished off at about 245, so that was good. This is a cool. This is in summer. This is like a whitewater playboat playground. So they got like standing waves, and it's a pretty cool place to kayak. Although I haven't done that yet. I haven't kayaked since I've left SA, so be keen to get back and do that maybe next summer. Well, actually, while I was doing that interval up the hill, my mind tends to drift and I think about stuff. And I was pondering why there were so many bakeries in Lyons. Like, if you were going to start a bakery in a town with one street, you might walk down the street and see there's 3 other bakeries and decide it's a bad idea. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Or maybe they're just money laundering fronts for something else. That's probably what it is. Anyway, back to the next interval. What am I saying? Back to the next interval, and I'll think of some more conspiracy theories while I'm doing that. So final lap done. That was a big effort. Riding too hard to think, so I have nothing to report on that front. But overall, very happy with that workout. Solid effort, 4 by 30-minute intervals at good power. Felt great. Put it down to getting quite a lot of calories yesterday, so I think that has something to do with it. But yes, it's encouraging to have a good workout every now and again. So yeah, now it's just a short ride, easy back home to cool down. By the way, that's Winston the pig on that porch over there, enjoying the afternoon. Workout done. I'm pretty happy with that, so just over 2.5 hours, 248 watts normalized, and just over 2,000 calories, so probably just about broke even with all that cake I ate. And oh, look at the TSS, 199.8. When you've got to ride a little bit extra, got to make that 200 of course. Ta-da!